Okay, so here we are in Ashes of the Singularity, just on the welcoming screen here. Gonna go ahead and start a skirmish here, just do a quick demonstration of how the game actually plays. So I'm actually gonna set these to all challenging AI. It's gonna be an even match between me and 2 AI against 3 AI on the other side. I played against normal the other night and tried to do a recording like this, and yeah, apparently Fraps only recorded for the first 30 seconds, and then the entire rest of the time I was, you know, pressing my F4 key and talking to absolutely nothing. So that was great. Anyway, getting started here, so this is my Nexus, kind of your command center. These little yellow lines sticking out from it are go out to what are called nodes. These are resources that stick off of it. I will mine those to pick up resources and build stuff, obviously. This is a node. Gonna go ahead and this unit being up here, he's gonna send his little control point thingies out and take control of it. New engineer coming out here. I'm gonna set him to build some metal extractors. Get these queued up, so then I'm gonna start getting some resource production and start building some units. As you can see, he just finished taking this here, gives me some more vision. Gonna go ahead and actually build a factory here real quick. Go ahead and start building some units, and then I'm gonna take these extractors. So metal is the primary resource, it's the only one I'm using right now, early on. Eventually I will also start getting radioactives, which is the second tier, and used for more advanced units. But the first tier units, which are frigates, Hermes, which are scout frigates. I'm playing as the PHC, which is the post-humans, kind of the Terrans, the default, the people faction. Well, actually, the other faction is just an AI that branched off from... It's complicated. But basically, we're all just, like, human AI deal things. It's a long story. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to build a brute, which is, there are actually going to be 6 of these that are going to spawn. You can see it takes six logistics. And as you can see with my income, by the way, it is a streaming economy. So, like with this building, it's going to go ahead and taking out 3.8 metal per second while it builds. And then as soon as it finishes, you'll see my metal income. It's actually going up. Yeah, you can see a little difference there, right? As soon as those finished, I'm also getting more metal extractors too, is also part of the reason it's going up there. But I then also have an archer building, which is a more of a ranged unit. All of them are ranged. These are going to be shorter ranged and more just tanks to soak up some damage, and then the archer will do some actual damage. So I'm going to send these guys on. The nodes actually do have neutral defenders normally. Since I sent this engineer over early and took it before, they don't spawn for a couple minutes, but all the other ones are going to be defended now, as you'll see in one moment here. Yeah, so you got just some light little defenses, basically just to keep me from running wild and taking over whatever I want. I'm also going to build some more factories up here and get another engineer going, actually, because engineers can only be built at the Nexus, so it's kind of important, you know, obviously, to have a lot of them to build the stuff I need in a timely manner. So we're winning this combat here, pretty simple. I don't actually have to micro them or anything, they'll handle things on their own. Not always necessarily the most efficient way, but like if I told them to attack one of these, they'd still, you can't directly control them like that. The game is specifically set up to not require micro. And also to an extent to limit micro to prevent people from trying to abuse it. Which is kind of an interesting take, really. It's there aren't a lot of games that do it that way anymore. Most of them try to emphasize, you know, whatever micro you can get out of it. So these guys are taking that one there. I've got these guys going to take another one. This little node that's indicated by the line off to the north here. Then when I get my next archer, I'm going to send another group down there to take the southern one real quick. But for the moment, I'm going to go ahead and forward these guys on up to the one that you can see this leads off to. And then this is actually a radioactives deposit, which is going to get me my second tier resources. I'm actually going to go and capture that right now. Start getting some radioactive income, and then start building cruisers, and then eventually I'll start building dreadnoughts, which is when stuff gets fun. So I'm actually going to set this to build archers, and I am going to hit this little repeat queue, and it's just going to build those. And then this is going to build brutes, and just repeat queue. Because I'm actually making, I am actually kind of wasting some metal here. I have a cap of 500 currently, and I am I'm at +7, so I'm not actually using enough. So I'm gonna get an engineer, and as you can see with the streaming economy, I'm at 16 per second, so I'm now making -9 instead of +5. Fairly simple the way that all works. Bear in mind, by the way, that my income is fluctuating a fair bit at the moment just because I'm continuing to take new points and, you know, get extra income. As I kind of expand out further, and, you know, everything kind of stabilizes with how my actual economy is going to end up being, you know, those rates will be more consistent based on what I'm actually building at the time. So I am building armories right now, which are going to build cruisers, the next level of ship. Send this engineer up here to capture these radioactives real quick as well. These guys are... I can actually queue that up before I even take the node, which is kind of nice. Makes things a little bit easier for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and build more and more of these engineers. They're pretty expensive, really, compared to anything else, but I'd really like to get a lot out, so I'm better prepared, you know, because playing against challenging AI, I imagine I'm probably going to have some actual fighting coming against me. And I am now at -28 metal, and my reserve is gone, so all my production is going to be dramatically slowed for a minute here, so I really need to get some more metal production up. Hurry up with that. I also want to push the Q points for all of these up a lot farther, so that my troops are always moving to the final line. You know, I don't want to have to come all the way back to base every single time I want to get troops, so this way there's kind of a constant stream of reinforcements moving forward for me that I can rely on. So we're actually getting now a bit farther out. Pretty soon here we're going to be out into the area that's kind of common, and then there's a big resource generator in the center here we're going to run into, which you'll see coming up here. But for the moment, my armories are up, so I'm going to go ahead and start creating Zeus. It's the first thing I'm going to build. These are little short-range, kind of heavy tank frigates. They do a fair bit of damage, but they're short-ranged. Better more for survivability than anything else. And actually, I am skipping a control point here. I actually am already out to the... if you wait a second here, when I get the vision from taking this, you'll see it's actually diverging out already. And oh, I am out of logistics, which is this little number here. That's actually bad, because I forgot that I need to get building quantum relays. Quantum is kind of like an energy resource. It is used for abilities and upgrades. There are orbital abilities you can use, which I'll get into later, which you can use them for, but more importantly, upgrades, such as logistics. I think the maximum supply cap is like 4,000. I've never been anywhere near that. Matches tend to go faster than that in this game, which you'll kind of see. But just kind of moving forward here. I need to keep a move on because these AI, I'm assuming, are probably going to be moving pretty quickly. That also was not at all what I meant to do there. I'm now going to queue these back up because I want these quantum relays to just be going up constantly. And if you notice, when I'm getting new units, I'm hitting this little form army button, which now, this guy is now, they're part of a group. He's just going to go ahead and queue up with that, he's going to sync up with that build queue and just go from there. I no longer have to interact with him at all. He's going to go ahead and just follow on with that build queue. And so it looks like blue and red are doing a pretty good job of getting out of their respective areas. They're moving towards the center, so I'm going to do so as well. The first Zeuses are starting to get out here. That's these. You can see they're a bit bigger. They've got the little energy thing. It's kind of cool the way they attack. They're going to be firing those. But they're going to be getting involved in conflict pretty soon here. I imagine I am going to start fighting actual... Yeah, the actual AI is here. This is where things are kind of going to take off for the conflict itself here in the game. This kind of bluish area you see, by the way, that is radar coverage. Like if there's enemies behind it, you can see that little reddish area to kind of indicate what strength of force you've got coming in, but it won't actually tell you what's coming. So you can be surprised sometimes, pleasantly or unpleasantly. So you can see I'm starting to get some quantum relays up. You can see I'm starting to gain some quantum finally here. And now that I have a quantum relay up, that is the prerequisite for building the Dread Launch. That's what's going to build my Dreadnoughts, which, just like they sound, are pretty awesome. I also actually, real quick here, need to get this metal extractor up and going, and I am going to place an amplifier on it. The amplifier is going to increase the production of everything here, so that the metal extractors there are going to make more. Which I want to maximize my income so I can get the most stuff out, because like right now I can't afford everything I'm currently building, so my build rate's going to be dramatically slowed until I'm able to get that resolved. Now granted, these amplifiers cost a little bit to build. They're pretty minimal. All they do is double the income from these extractors, so I'll get an extra +2, +1 from each of these. But, you know, I'll take every little bit I can get. And actually, most of my force there has been destroyed. That is bad for me. But, you know, I have the constant reinforcements coming here, so it's okay. I'm going to send this force in. It looks like red and blue are kind of distracting them at the moment. Hopefully they can hold off until my boys get there to back them up. Because now that I'm having Zeus's come out, this force should be a lot more survivable. As you can see, things are pretty fast-paced in this, although obviously it's not like StarCraft or anything. I don't have a billion APM, that's just not how I play these kind of games. That's why I can't do StarCraft very well. I'm just not that fast. I'm more strategic. Which this game I find really, suits you well to the game. Because it's more about macro strategy than micro. You're trying to develop an effective economy, and speaking of that, I definitely forgot to actually get metal production up and going over there. I'm actually going to grab him real quick, because I need to get that going now. As you can see, I'm making extensive use of build queues. I just want everything to go kind of on its own, and you know, so I can dart around to the more important areas and get the more strategic elements of them. They appear to have taken this, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I have Tyrael is the game-winning resource. Normally that would build up, and whoever controlled it for long enough until it reached critical mass would win, but I turned that off because I want to build up some big fleets and get some good fights this game. So we're going to leave that off and go for elimination instead. Also, I have no idea what the hell red has troops over here in blue's base for. I just noticed that on the map here. Just not going to question it, I guess. Whatever. As you can see, this force is doing very well. Now it's got some actual strength to it. See, the Zeuses are doing those little kind of wavy attacks. Those are AoE. They do a ton of damage. They're awesome. Although pretty soon here, as I get more income up and going, I would really like to start expanding my capability, start expanding out into other lines of cruisers and kind of getting some more firepower out there beyond just the Zeuses. This is going to keep me distracted for a while here, trying to hold this, I imagine. I should be out trying to get some more resource vents too, which actually I've probably got enough troops. I'm going to go ahead and do that because, you know, in this game, obviously, as you can kind of see, resources are a zero-sum. There are only so many available, and you need to get everything you can so you can build more fleet faster than the other guys can. And actually, it looks like, okay, they apparently exploded that force while I wasn't looking. So yeah, that'll happen. Although my dread launch is about done, once that's out and I start getting some dreadnoughts out, that should kind of start turning the tide out there, because generally I can get them out a lot faster than the AI can. Although with the challenging AI, I don't know. Maybe they'll be faster about that. So I'm going to get a, it's called a power regulator. This is going to give me an orbital building, which is something you just call down on an area that automatically goes. It uses quanta as its resource, and power regulator allows you to get amplify, which is going to double the effects of these amplifiers and get me a little bit more income. See, I'm just trying to, you know, eke out absolutely whatever I can. These guys, I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're obviously having some trouble trying to form up. The army grouping mechanics are cool, and, you know, the level of automation they allow, but they can also, they don't always work that well. But anyway, the dreadnought launch is done over here, so I'm going to go ahead and queue up one of each kind of dreadnought and repeat the queue, and I'm just going to pump those out until the end of the game, because I will need them. Having, you know, showing up with a force of like 12 dreadnoughts on someone's doorstep is a really great way to end the game, because with no micro or anything, when that happens, it's done. They're over. There's no coming back from that. I mean, technically there is if you're really good, but I don't foresee the AI pulling that off, especially when I do have, you know, semi-competent AI backing me up. Also, this is probably bad. I'm going to pull this force back, because that's a lot of frigates. Or cruisers, sorry. Cruisers are the bigger ones. My frigates don't stand a chance against that. Yeah, apparently the challenging AI are, they're not doing too bad here. Definitely far better performance than the normal AI is playing against the other AI here. They have taken these control nodes and they are actually pushing. So, yeah, definitely a lot more challenging. That's actually going to be kind of cool. I'm hoping to see some real combat here. Playing against the normal, I was able to actually go in and block off the kind of exit areas like this to all three of the enemy bases, and basically just shut them down and slowly took them out from there without much resistance. So that's a really big force. So this could be interesting. I think I've got enough shit here that it's going to be able to hold. But this is definitely proving much more challenging. Obviously, the name is pretty fitting, I guess.
Not enough metal.
Dreadnought is getting done over here. It's time consuming. I'm actually going to tell this engineer to go ahead, and him doing that is going to help it build faster. I need to get that out quickly, because this is becoming a problem. Actually, it looks like we're kind of, I think they're holding back the main force there, so that's great. I'm going to go ahead, see if I can wipe these little bastards out real quick. If you can take the frigates out on their own and then separate out and isolate the cruisers to attack them, it's much, much easier. It's far easier to overwhelm. With frigates, you can kind of overwhelm an all-cruiser force, you know, which is kind of nice. You can't, you know, just build cruisers. You have to have some frigates going with it, or you're just going to get overwhelmed. But at the same time, it takes a lot of frigates to really be able to overpower any real force of cruisers. Also, first, Dreadnought is out here. This is a Hyperion. It's an area defense Dreadnought. It's really kind of great just for kind of heading up a main army group and kind of getting things rolling with your battle groups. Next building is going to be the Siege Dreadnought, which has some artillery capability. Obviously going to be good against like buildings and stuff as well, although it's mainly the artillery I'm concerned about for the moment. And then the Prometheus is the Dreadnought Killer. That'll be the third one coming out. So it's kind of a nice order to build them in like that. And we have some challengers here, which they're apparently sending, those are anti-drone frigates to attack my, I don't have any drones in this army. I have no units with drones, so that's an interesting strategy. It does not appear to have worked out for them, surprisingly enough. Yeah, shocking turn of events, I know. So now that I've got this out, I am going to go ahead and take that back because bitches stole my shit. Which just isn't going to fly with me. Also, I really need to get more income up and going, so I'm going to take... logistics is coming up on being done here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that. I'm going to get a weapon damage upgrade and a unit health upgrade too. Those are going to be nice. And so now I've got this, I'm going to go ahead and amplify my best source of metal, which is going to be this. So you see it's got the little fancy thing there, and that's going to apply for the rest of the game. So now I permanently have extra income there as long as I hold that point. These guys are taking that over there. Kind of got things back under control here. Get these guys moving out to go retake that. Oh, actually blue has that. That's awesome. Makes things easier here. And it looks like blue is attempting to fight orange. Not even attempting, actually. They're holding pretty well, so that works. Well, I guess, actually, this is more orange, and then is this yellow? I think those are different shades. I don't know. The colors are, can be a little bit confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and actually build another factory here. I need to start getting some medics out. Medics will heal any unit, frigates, cruisers, or dreadnoughts.
Initiated.
New siege dreadnought is out. So I'll be rolling it out shortly here. And this is very quickly going to turn into a very, very serious problem for the enemy here. Because as I get this force built up pretty quick here, I'm probably going to have a force of a full 3 multi-class dreadnoughts out before they have any, is generally what I try to do. So that's going to be a real problem to try and manage if they don't take some serious steps soon to try to address that. And so my amplify is going to be recharged. I'm going to go ahead and just keep amplifying things until all of mine back here have been upgraded. See, it's not letting me do it there because I didn't build an amplifier. I'm slipping here. So I'll have to address that real quick. Grab one of my engineers. And I'm going to go ahead, form these guys up into an army and get them rolling. These guys have this area pretty well secure, obviously. Not a whole lot going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and move over, see what's going on over here. I think those are enemy. That's not good. Those, I believe, are bombers, which tells me I am going to need to start getting some AA up pretty quick here. So I am going to build Apollos, which are AA cruisers. I really don't have the money for that, but I don't have an option. I need to get AA up if they've got bombers, because those can do some serious damage if unchecked. They're not hard to shoot down if you have stuff that can shoot them down, but that's kind of the key to it, is having stuff that can shoot them down. I'm actually going to build a couple of AA turrets back here in base, you know, just as an insurance policy against that, because I'd really like to not get my base blown up. It's generally not, that is one of my professional recommendations as a commander is do not have your base blown up. Groundbreaking tactics that I use, I know. But I have a pretty good grasp of what's going on here, and I strongly recommend against having your ship blown up. It's a great strategy to try at home. Also, there's a lot of red here, so presumably a big force, but I'm really not that concerned, because as you can see, this Hyperion just vaporizes shit. Pretty indiscriminately. And it's going to get even worse once artillery brigade comes in up here. As you can see, he is leveling up, by the way. Every level up, you get to pick an upgrade. So this healing drones upgrade that I just got for him is probably going to deploy in a second here. You'll see it. And it is kind of an OP ability. It heals everything near the cruiser for a pretty substantial amount. Also, already at logistics step again. Keep upgrading that. And with all of that quantum, all the quantum towers that I'm putting up. Oh shit! I just realized that that is their own dreadnought. So that's going to have to be addressed. Great. My other dreadnought better be hurrying. Oh, okay, yeah. I am going to win this, probably only solely for the fact just that this, my Hyperion here is level 3 and he's level 2. Although his health, he's about to, yeah, he's done. Whoever has the first dreadnought out has a huge advantage. Although I am actually going to pull him back a little bit here. He is healing with his drone cloud ability, but I want the second dreadnought here to back him up before this escalates any further. Also, you'll notice I am not, when I form these up, they don't form into a single army. You see it kind of flips. It automatically distributes the units out evenly between the dreadnoughts and forms them up into their own groups, although they'll still basically act as one. Also, the last group is finishing out here. As you can see, I'm starting to build up more troops too. As my income gets built up, I'm amassing more stuff faster. And it looks like this is actually still going to be a fairly easy match. Just kind of a matter of getting my stuff off the ground before the AI, apparently. Although this map, it's really hard to get a lot of income up, which is kind of where I struggle with on it. You know, it's just kind of getting over the fact that I really can't get much income past this. As you can see, every time it increases my metal income just a little bit, but it's going to take more metal income than that to fund this kind of operation, obviously. So I don't know what the hell this guy's doing, but that's not going to work. Yeah, you can see the artillery cascades coming in from that siege dreadnought. Although he completely missed right there. You know what? Apparently I'm just going to have to go tell the whole group to go deal with this. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, he gets that dreadnought got him with that. It takes him a couple times sometimes, actually, with the artillery. Artillery is not always accurate, nor the bombers, actually. They're usually mostly accurate, but, you know, they kind of miss if you pay attention to it. More or less how you would expect them to. And also, we're now up to 4th Dreadnought, so I'm going to start forming a second battle group. I'm going to go ahead and try and deal with whatever problem we have developing over here between blue and... I'm going to call these guys yellow, actually, because I'm pretty sure this is more orange here in the center. Also, as you can see, I'm really building up a lot of Quanta, which is going to be awesome. So I can upgrade more stuff. So I'm going to have more stuff and better stuff. You know, best of both worlds here.
Quantum upgrade installed.
So the AA is making good progress here. I think I'm actually going to form this guy up and group him with those two. And then I'll need to actually queue up some more quantum relays, because he's about done. And then this guy I'm going to have... by the way, these buildings, all these over here, give you the ability to do more orbital buildings. So I want to get those, kind of upgrade my capabilities here. And now that I have a full 3 dreadnoughts here, by the way, I am going to go ahead and move this force up and completely block off his choke point. Because I just don't even feel like dealing with that guy. Get things under control, get some more resources under my control, and, you know, go from there. I want more money because more money means more ships, and more ships mean more explosions. It's a win-win-win scenario. Well, not for the other guy, but for me at least. It looks like blue and red actually are apparently taking this dude out on their own. That's kind of impressive. The other night they tried it on their own as normal AI, and they got pushed back pretty easy. Ooh, and we are looking at... I accidentally hit F1 there to jump back to that contention here, but this is going to be a nice little fight here. Got a few dreadnoughts involved. Although, as you can see with my force having 3, we're just going to vaporize everything they have. Yeah, not a chance. So I don't know what's up with this whole electrical storm thing, but I'm really not too concerned. It's fine. We'll just blow them up anyway. They have some missile defenses here, which is... I mean, that'd be great if I had like a dozen troops, but that's just not going to do much to these guys, obviously. So as you can see, like I was alluding to earlier, they have a very, very serious problem developing with the fact that I now have this force on their doorstep. Because I'm disintegrating his army as he tries to fight back. I don't know why he keeps using that ability or what it does, but I don't like it. Oh, it is destroying a lot of my stuff. That's bad because that's expensive. I don't have the money for that. So now he's angry. Actually, I'm gonna have these guys hang back and capture that. Come to think of it. So let's see. New force is about done here. You know what? I am not gonna wait for the new dreadnought. I'm just gonna go ahead and group these guys up and send them out. There's enough firepower there to hold on their own, I would imagine. I would really hope so, anyway. These guys I'm holding back because this little blue force, blue incursion force here is just not gonna cut it. But the dreadnought should hold just fine. Even if they come up with another dreadnought force, these are now, respectively, a level 4, level 3, and level 3 cruisers. So there's just nothing gonna happen. They can hold back most forces, I would imagine. Although this artillery could become a problem. But I'm hoping to have reinforcements out to him faster than that. Well, hopefully. Because bear in mind, with me in here now, they're getting even less income than I am. So they can't be building any faster than me. More than anything else, it's just annoying having this artillery fire incoming, because there's not much I can do without getting close. This is all I have for artillery fire is... Okay, those are Smarty missiles, the little missile systems you can see there that you just heard firing. That's what that sound effect is. So I'm going to pull back. I don't feel like dealing with those at the moment. Because they're going to do more damage than it's worth before I can reinforce. I could go in and try and finish him, but I'm not sure I could actually take out a base with just the 3 dreadnoughts. So I'm just going to have them hold until I can get... more sufficient force in here. Since they're holding white, that makes this much easier, by the way, so I'm going to go ahead, send a force to hold the choke point down here. I'm going to have a full battle group with, you know, the 3 dreadnoughts between this one and these 2, and we are then going to have that held. The next force will be coming over here to reinforce, and I will be destroying them from here. I guess I probably should have used normal AI for my team if I wanted this to be more of a fair fight, but lesson learned, I guess. So that will keep them busy for a while here, so I'm not really too worried about them. Need to keep amplifying things just to get that going, and because of how much quantum I'm going to have, I am also going to start upgrading more of, or I should say start building more of these, so I can start using some more orbital abilities, do some real damage with all that quantum that I'm getting, instead of just, you know, stockpiling it. I mean, upgrading my units is nice too, but it's also nice to be able to call down some death on them every once in a while, you know? So these guys are finally making their way over here. That is one thing with this, is it does take a long time for units to move where they're going to. Usually once they get there, it doesn't take long to, you know, destroy whatever, or blow up whatever, you know, whatever you're trying to accomplish. But it's a long trek there, unfortunately, for the most part. So I think I have all of my metal already amplified, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the radioactives too. I would get this radioactive, but I'm not really losing any because of the metal bottleneck that I have. So it's kind of irrelevant. Although, I mean, hey, I may as well go ahead and get the upgrade since I have the quantum available to, you know, go ahead and do it. As you can see, this is all holding up here just fine. Blue is actually pushing a bit. Probably because blue controls like half the map at this point. Actually, this is going faster than the normal match. I guess me coming in with like a whole bunch of dreadnoughts and destroying any chance they had of retaliating really kind of opened things up for blue and red. Although ultimately, I think they're probably both accomplishing a lot more than me this game. So anyway, I'm just going to send these guys over, and I'm going to take some action now to go ahead and start taking some crap. Because I don't think this game is going to last much longer, and I'd like to get some kind of action. These, there's really no taking on these leveled up dreadnoughts. You know, that's kind of one of the things that, you know, I keep coming back to is, you know, you can't micro your way out of this. You can't just send in your force and, you know, try and micro your way out of being just ridiculously outclassed. If you're outclassed, you either need to get lucky and hope your allies come through and distract me for a while so you can build some troops up, or you're done. That simple. Which is kind of a nice break from games where, you know, someone with a billion APM might somehow manage to come in and, you know, take out this entire force with like a dozen frigates or something. So I'm going to go ahead and have these guys advance as well, since blue is doing so well here. The kind of final actions that we're going to see where we go in to take the Nexuses are going to be the really good stuff in terms of action. This is a very sizable fight, but it's not the same thing with that one Dreadnoughts. They actually have a lot remaining over here. Apparently they are going to falter on actually taking out white. Kind of an epic fail on the part of my allies, but the AI does have its shortcomings, apparently. So, continuing the trend, we are just moving right along here. Although apparently they're just not even going to bother taking those resources. That's questionable, but okay. You know what? I'm actually just going to leave him to his own devices. I don't think that force is going to survive. If he has his own dreadnought over here, that force is not going to be enough to take him out. It'll slow him down, sure, but not take him out. Although if he doesn't have his own dreadnought, he might have a serious problem. Okay, I've got an enemy dreadnought detected. That is... Oh, that's down here. Orange... Nope, orange I think is screwed. So, yep, I'm just going to go ahead and... Yeah, you know what, guys? Blue is taking that anyway. Let's just go ahead and go for the Nexus. Screw it. Although down here, looks like this is going to be turning into an interesting conflict. As you can see, I just upgraded my weapon damage a whole shit ton. So now we're going to vaporize things a little bit more efficiently. I always recommend vaporization as a combat strategy. It's generally pretty effective. You might even say it's super effective.
Power capacity increased. Dreadnought upgrades available.
As you can see, there is occasionally you will get glitches where it won't let you select your armies for some reason. I have not been able to figure that out. Because it just does it randomly like there. But that happens occasionally. The game still has its bugs. Although they do seem to be putting a lot of effort into trying to correct them and, you know, kind of keep them from being a problem. There are very regular updates in this game, I've noticed. Apparently we are making some progress over here. As you can see, I really don't have to worry about what they're doing. You know, it's nice to watch, but they'll handle themselves on their own, for the most part. This is where the good conflict is going to be showing up, because, you know, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take this dude out. So this is going to be a nice big conflict. I wish I had some actual artillery pieces. I just don't have the money for that. Kind of sucks. But I think it should be a pretty good conflict nonetheless. As you can see, they're kind of spreading out. They're going to wipe out just everything. You know, just go right along and take care of the problem here. And once again, I mean, you know, there's just nothing you can do when there's this much firepower rolling into your base. not gonna lie, the inability to select troops is really annoying when it does pop up, as uncommon as it is. So his Nexus is about done, and he's finished. So this has been a remarkably easy game. Victory? Hard earned? Maybe? Not really, I don't think. Wow, apparently I spent like the least just about well, not just about anyone. I guess those guys had a rough time with losing all their shit early on. But yeah, apparently the AI really went all out here. So yeah, apparently the insane AI unchecked by a human will really, you know, red and blue kind of did really great this game. The dreadnoughts were a really big turning factor, but I think blue and red, especially as you can see with what they did with white there, really could hold their own. The AI in this game is pretty decent. They were putting some heavy pressure on me, as you saw there early on. I was having some trouble keeping up. Obviously, once the dreadnoughts were out, that was kind of the key to it, but you know, even that first dreadnought there, when theirs came out, I was kind of concerned for a minute there that I might get shot down, which could have ballooned into a really big problem for me. I'm glad it didn't. So obviously things worked out pretty quick there. Didn't have any really huge fights. Things went a lot faster than even the normal match, which is kind of the opposite of the point of making it challenging enemies. But anyway, that is a game of Ashes of the Singularity. You know, obviously the combat's kind of pretty. There's only 2 factions available, just the PHC and the Substrate. They kind of have interchangeable units. That disappoints me. I think there should be more variety in it. Although I'd imagine that'll be coming down the line. Unfortunately, it'll probably be behind a DLC paywall. But you know, we'll see what they've got. Game has some pretty great potential. It's like a game of Sins of Sins of the Solar Empire that you can play in less than 2 days. So yeah, that is Ashes of the Singularity. Pretty fun game. Not sure that I would pay the full $50 price tag for it. That's pretty pricey for the features available. But it's a pretty fun game to play. I got it on sale myself for like $30. You see it for 20 or 30, I'd say it's probably worthwhile. Especially with whatever content they get down the line. It's going to be a really great RTS, I think. You know, another RTS that's actually focused on macro strategy rather than micro. You know, trying to be strategic rather than tactical. You know, I mean, there's some tactical element as well. An army really not doing what you want it to can be a problem, so you do have to monitor them more than I'd like. But overall, I think it's really a ton of potential. A lot of that's been realized already, and I look forward to what the future brings with this game. But if you can get it on sale, I highly recommend it. Makes for a fun experience. The campaign was pretty fun to play through as well. And that's the game. Thanks for watching.